Buddy's just trying to shoot a shot as his freaking trousers are going down. I feel like if I look at the leaderboards and see this design is number one, I gotta just give up on the hero system, right? What if this is Deku in the future? He grew up to be a sex pest. Heroing didn't work out for him, so he decided to turn into that. So today we're breaking down the latest episode of 2B Hero X. If you enjoy the video, drop a like, show your support, subscribe if you're new around here, and Patreon. Full live reactions and exclusives live over there. So, this is the first of two episodes focused on the character Lolly. Next arc will be Ghostblade, and a lot of people seemingly think that the creep who's been stalking in the shadows there is indeed Ghostblade. If you look at the hairstyles, I can see it. I'm not sure why one of the top-ranking heroes would be, dressing like a sex pest, but we'll see. The thing is it's definitely an element of recency bias, and I'm gonna fully admit that. But my biggest problem with 2B Hero X, and it's probably a good problem to have, but the idea of a season being all about introducing an assortment of heroes, getting the watchers to understand them, show them some past, show them some present, but the idea that it's all the prologue to what will be a season 2 based on fan popularity rankings and the like, is you're making every character incredibly engaging to the point that once I start and end like the first episode of whose ever arc we're following, I think, oh, here's my new favorite character. And without a doubt, it is an element of recency bias. It's currently the thing most prominent in my mind. But the creator of this series has done such a good job that I truly don't know who I'm going to say is my overall favorite when it's all said and done. Might be slight bit of a lie, because it's probably going to be X, especially because he's the last episode. So unless they just make him objectively evil, probably will be my pick, just because he's already had he's him energy in episodes that weren't even supposed to be him. I still feel bad for Queen with how he stole her show. But if I'm really looking at it, I thought this show started incredible with Nice and everything. And then Isol stuff. But honestly, the girls have impressed me the most. Queen, Lucky Cyan, and obviously Lolly. Like, they're all just so great. And I'm like, man, it's without a doubt an element of recency bias. But at the same time, when, episode 24 is over, and I'm sitting there trying to think, who's my top 3, right? Like, who do I want to see excel the most? I don't know if it's going to, because I don't know, I couldn't currently rank the 3 girls. The boys, I can put Isol above our first one. I know that's an unpopular opinion. Everyone has, like, their love for the intro arc. I think Isol's was more interesting. I think he was a questionable bastard and whatnot, but yeah, the thing is I really like what they're doing with the women. So Queen kind of started this like trend of like empowering, right? Especially in a world that's so dominated by male figures. And Lucky Cyan and now Lolly, and I wasn't sure what to expect with Lolly as a character. To be honest, she's hilarious. She's like a little mini Tony Stark mixed with Jimmy Neutron, man. Like at one point she like turns on her like TV wall mirror thing, and she has like all these different hairstyles. I thought the thing that Jimmy Neutron puts on his head and it changes into a new hairstyle was gonna happen. No, it's just for like ideas. But the idea that she's like, okay, I don't want to have to cut my hair. I like my hair. I want to do this or that. But she's like, she wants to fit into the criteria that she thinks the world wants to see her. And the story of a pretty loving mother, like objectively, she seemed like just a kind, genuine soul. I thought she didn't have a dad, to be honest, up until very late, but I was pleasantly surprised that the dad wasn't just the, no daughter of mine's gonna be blah blah blah. He was like, hey, I was a poor father here. I should have realized what was going under my own roof, but I'm here so infrequently because of my work. So I'm gonna stop you from doing this, but come work with me. Do it in a safe, controlled environment, not in our basement where you could blow up your mother. I'm like, oh, okay, so you're kind of a shitty father in the way that you're absent, like you're not around as much as you should, but in terms of actual compassion, you're not trying to bury her dreams. Okay, respect, I enjoy that. And then with the girl she ended up saving in the alleyway with, who I thought was a sex pest, but now I'm questioning it, unless maybe we're gonna go the route that one of the top heroes is just a very bad person. But the idea that ultimately she had the criteria to do some great things and was immediately said, oh, you woman, you gotta prove yourself more than a guy would. So they made her a secretary, and then Lolly's dad said, nah, you got talent, come with me. So I appreciate that despite Lolly not having a very loving relationship with her father doesn't seem like a bad person in the slightest, which was a very fun twist. And just seeing her go from like this little kid who's like, I'm gonna be a hero of justice, crossbow to the face, you want to give me a love letter? I'm out this bitch. To then making a Iron Man mixed with Playboy Bunny costume armor that she ends up fighting in the alley with. To then, obviously now we're building into something that looks more feminine, at least based on the little glimpses they've kind of shown us so far. Just really good stuff, and I just really like her art. I have seen some criticisms that some people think, oh, we're not spending enough time with all these characters, but this is all just the intro, right? Like, this isn't just like some one-and-done season where, you know, by the time we reach X, which is episode 24, it's finishes. Like, this is the intro. This is the prologue to a bunch of characters, and while I do get that not everyone wants, like, say, 10 to 12 characters that you have to follow, as someone who likes shows like Ashura as an example, I mean, I like an assortment of characters that build into something bigger down the line, and I'm really vibing with what they're doing. My biggest problem, and it's a good problem to have, and it speaks volumes to the quality of this series, is that I can't, with a straight face, say for sure who my favorite character is or who I want to see remain on top. And I don't think I'll have a concrete answer until I see the end of episode 24. I'm 95% sure I'll say X just because he's him, but I can't deny the girls are fighting for that spot right now, and I'm really liking it. The boys were good too. They're definitely more depression and emotional, but I gotta say, I like the girls' story more. That's just me. Liking it a lot. It will be interesting because I assume when we do get to X's story, it will all shift back to 3D. I assume he's the reason it was 3D, and the less we focus on X and the further away we get from X, the more it shifts back into this 2D style, as the theories have pointed to, but very good stuff. One more episode of Lolly, and then Ghostblade is next. So that does kind of highlight the fact that the stalker probably is him, even ignoring the similar looking hairstyle. I'm most interested in why the hell he's stalking some woman like this, especially because I didn't get the impression anyone in the top rankings was a sex pest, but creeping in the alley and whatnot kind of gives you that vibe as they're standing on the table, just making faces like, I'm not... And if it was any other character, I would say that probably just sentence her death flag, but seeing people say that they think it might be Ghostblade, I'm like, oh, maybe she won't die here, I don't know. Great stuff, though. I don't even know who's my favorite character at this point. We'll just say X because he's him. Thoughts down below. Drop a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around, or ring that bell, and of course Patreon for live reactions and other exclusives, and hey, like I give a video shout out to all of my patrons. Alright, so today we got Ben Liu, DJ Samuel, Taco Tuesday, Benjamin Henderson, X Nico, Nugzio, Pokemon 222, 888, Crowley AC, The Gentleman, Derek Nickel, and we also have Little Big Trouble. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. You all have a good one.